Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Okay, so we saw the 47th verse last time. Lot of questions, isn't that? So all clear? Okay. Yeah, last time there were questions. That's good. There are questions. Later on, Krishna says, Pariprashnena sevaya. Do seva of the teacher with a lot of questions. So,
Swami,
yeah?
if I can ask one clarification, please,
Yeah,
Swami.
shoot.
You had mentioned that Nishkama Karma is a technical expression
Yes.
for Ishwararpana Buddhi
Yeah.
and Prasada Buddhi.
Yeah.
Likewise, we have come across this word called Nishkama Bhakti. Does that have a different connotation?
Nishkama?
Bhakti, Nishkama Bhakti. Is there any expression?
No, honestly, first time I am hearing it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could probably mean that you have bhakti, you are doing some acts of bhakti, but without a particular desire in mind.
Okay.
That's what they could be meaning by that.
Okay. Thank you.
But remember one thing, before you do a prayer, you are supposed to make a sankalpa. So the sankalpa states your intention, what you are doing it for. No? Unless it is your nitya naimitika karmas. Prasanga Vishad, let me cover that also. Nitya karmas are those things that you do every day, both worldly and spiritual, both. Laukika karma, Vaidika karma. Vedika karma will be your Sandhya Vandanam, etc. So, for Sandhya Vandanam, you have a general sankalpa. There is no particular desire mentioned. It's a general sankalpa, Parameshwara Preetyartham or Duruta Kshayartham. That way. So, that can be included in that. Naimitikam is special occasions. Like you will do a small homa for your birthday or something like that. Things like that, a special puja for that. That's called Naimitika, once in a way. Marriage, Naimitikam, once in a way only. I mean proper marriage I am talking about. So, Naimitika karmas. Nimittam Naimitikam cha. Yeah. Guru Purnima is a Naimitikam. You are using a special day for special this thing, yes, celebrating that. Yeah. So, Nitya Naimitika karma, since there is no special sankalpa as such, no kama mentioned there, they would be including that. Yeah, God's grace should be on me, that's it. Yeah. But Nishkama karma is definitely karma yoga only, it's technical. Because without karma you are not going to do any action anyway. Yeah. I mean, why should you be doing? Why are you wasting your time? I don't have a desire for it, but I am going to work for it. Why? If you don't have a desire for it, why are you working for it? Yeah. All right. Then in the next verse, based.
I have one doubt, Swamiji.
Yeah.
Swamiji, I have one doubt.
Shoot.
You see, we are just saying that, you have to have bhakti is very important for Jnana Yoga.
Yeah.
Okay, you are very devoted to the Lord and Sarvam Parameshwara Preetyartham, whatever you said, now it's okay, we are doing it. Then what is it that you have to achieve further and Jnana wise?
Jnana wise, to know that essentially.
You have had the devoted
No, that is what. I know, I understand your question.
Then what else you have to learn from that?
Learn from that essentially you are the limitless consciousness, that there is no sense of limitation in you, no existential issue in you at all, no sorrow, no limitation. That is the heart of the teaching. It was there in the earlier verses of the second chapter, it will come again. Yeah. And that is the most important thing, you are studying it for that. You are not studying the Gita to get bhakti. No.
Yeah.
You are channelizing your bhakti in a particular manner as karma yoga. Because bhakti people can have. They can be sitting in the puja room for 3 hours every day. But then what happens in the world outside? That's why I gave the example of my priest, my friend who is a priest, who was scared about some things. Yeah, Lord is there with you, what are you scared of? Yeah. So it has to be reflected in the world. That is exactly what Karma Yoga is doing. The bhakti that you have in your puja corner in a temple, you extend to the world, and you learn to take everything as prasada. Every action of yours an offering to the Lord, the result of everything is prasada. That itself is a big step. If people achieve this much, they think I got it done. But that's only a halfway house. Still have a long way to go. That's preparation for Vedanta. Yeah. So based on this, he is giving the next to us, where he is giving the first definition of Karma Yoga in Vedanta. First definition of yoga itself in Vedanta. Okay. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tiktva dhananjaya siddhi asiddhiyo samo bhutva samatvam yogamuchyate. Samatvam yogamuchyate. The first definition, really speaking, is Patanjali's definition. Chitta vritti nirodha. Mastery of the mind is yoga. So if you are referring to that as number one, this will be number two. Samatvam yogamuchyate. Your balance in life is called yoga. How do you get that? He says, Yogastha kuru karmani. Karmani kuruhu. Do all your actions. Yoga buddhya. By yoga buddhi you mean technically nishkama karma. That would mean Ishwararpanam and prasada buddhi. Okay. Yogastha, therefore rooted in that attitude, karmani kuru, do all your action. Sangam tektva dhananjaya. Then you are not holding on to anything. There is no attachment. That's sangha. Sangha is a dependency. Even you are not dependent on your desire. Why? You are willing to accept failure. Then therefore, in what sense are you dependent on the result of the action? If all sangam tektva, he dhananjaya. Siddhi asiddhiyo samo bhutva. Being the same in siddhi and asiddhi, in success and failure. They are not the same. Success and failure are not the same. But you are remaining the same in both of them. When we do something, we all want to be successful. No? Correct or not? Why are you doing it? Remember this. We all want to succeed in whatever we are doing. Okay? Whether you are a watchman in a society building where you have got no job except wait around, open the door for the cars to come in. Okay? Therefore, most of them are very sleepy half the time because there's nothing to do. Whether you are working like that or you are the CEO of a company, both want to be successful in what they are doing. Or you are a sadhu. I am teaching. What does it matter whether my teaching is successful or not? जो समझने का है समझ जाएगा. Those who understand will understand. Otherwise, forget it. Then why am I asking any questions, clarification, everything? I also want people to understand. Na? That is siddhi in this case. But there can be someone who will sit in my class for 20 years and still remain changeless. Because after all, Atma is changeless. That can also happen. Siddhi asiddhiyo samo bhutva prasada buddhi. Brahmaji take care of him. Brahmavid can't take care of him. Say a prayer. Aur kya karega? You'll be compassionate, you'll push, you'll cajole, you'll confront, all that you will do. At the end of it, what? नहीं हो रहा है अच्छा है अच्छा संस्कार लग जाएगा अगले जन्म देख लेगा दिस इज टिपिकल साधु स्टेटमेंट्स ओके सो सिद्धि असिद्धियो समो भूत्वा you being the same that samatvam is called yogam samatvam yogamuchyate this balance that you get in life. Now when I say this, don't think that you will be unmoved by success and failure. You are not going to say, "Arey, I lost all my money in the share market. Great, yaar." Only an idiot will say that. Okay. You will accept it. Okay, karma, karma, phala, accept it. Prasada. Aaj prasada vibhuti hai, put it on. Everything has become ashes. Today prasada is vibhuti, put it on. Hey, great success, you made a killing in the share market. Laddu mil gaya, kha lo. There is a certain balance. It is not the balance of this table, that is there where I put the laptop and everything. This is static balance. It doesn't move only, na? Unless I push it or something, it doesn't move. This is not the balance of life. The balance of life is like a ship in the ocean. It's a dynamic balance. Like right now, today is a good day to talk about ships. If you go out just 100 nautical miles or even less, okay, into the Arabian Sea, just off the coast of Bombay, you will get waves 70 feet, 80 feet high. You think the ship, 10,000 ton ship, is going to remain the same? You will sway with it, you know. Yeah, you will rock. And then sometimes you will roll. This is rocking, this is rolling. And sometimes both the actions are combined together, corkscrew motion. Fir maja aata hai. Then all the food that your mother has lovingly given you, all that will rotate in your stomach and come out. Now look at that ship. It is being rocked, it is being rolling, but it's always it's stable, no? It is balanced. Things are happening, the ship is moving forward. Yeah. Work is happening. The engines are running, the people are handling their things, whatever has to be done is being done. Everything is working. That's a dynamic balance. Similarly, life, Karma Yoga Buddhi will give you that dynamic balance, not a static balance. Because this is life. Challenges are there, things are going right, things are going wrong, things are going in 6s and 7s. Sometimes you are making it 8s and 9s also. Maja aa raha hai. Yeah. Time to tear it all down and start afresh. Fine. So in all this, the dynamic balance, it does not make you unemotional. Does not make a Vulcan out of you, Spock in Star Trek. No emotions, only logic. You are not a robot, you are a human being. There will be emotions. You will be happy certain things you will have the tinge of sadness. You will have. Prasada Buddhi, a loved one dies. Prasada Buddhi, does it mean you will not be sad? You say, no, I am a spiritual student, I will not be sad. Then my hand should do the talking, not my mouth. One good whack, you will know what it is all about. The floodgates of emotion will open up then. Yeah, I mean, come on, you are a human being, there will be feelings. But you will be balanced about it. Yeah. You will not be yo-yoing from high up there to depression. Oh, I failed, I am depressed. Oh, I have got it, 7th heaven of delight, I don't know what's happening like, You are not so carried away by success that you have lost it. Nor are you depressed that this is a failure. You have a certain balance. Life is like that. The balance is there. That balance makes it. Yeah, that balance makes it. Yeah. And that's the beauty of life. To have all the emotions and not let the emotions have you. To have a desire, to be free enough to have a desire and not let the desire victimize you. Yeah. To enjoy the world as much as anybody else. Yeah. Without losing your sense of balance, your perspective of things. You are not losing. That is called samatvam. Samatvam yoga muchyate. Therefore, you are not wound up tight. I'm a spiritual student, I should not do this, I should do this, I should. You don't have 101 rules. Okay. You have some guidelines in life, you have some principles on which you are living. Dharma is there, some principles are there. They are all principles, not rules. Rules are meant for the masses. You shall not do this, you shall do this. That's for the masses, those who are not capable of thinking enough. Yeah, you live by that. And at the same time have a balanced approach to things. That's a great way to live, isn't it? That's why many people think, by this I have achieved it. No. Then with that balanced mind, you understand the truth about what you are. So to understand the truth, you need a mind that is balanced. Yeah. And Karma Yoga gives you that balance. Because what is Karma Yoga? Pursuing the truth along with everything else in life. So when you are involved in 101 things, there will be 101 challenges. Remember what I always said, you have fixed up your priorities in life. From your priorities comes your roles that you pick up. From the roles, in each of those roles you will have some goals. Okay? And that goals are what you are going to break down into tasks that you do on a weekly basis. So the whole thing works out well, and all the thing. Yeah. Generally all your stress etc. comes at the level of the tasks. Comes your roles also. Bombay is having a very difficult time now. Why? Bahir, pause. Outside is a lot of rain, pause. Gari, inside the house, spouse. I'm gender neutral, okay? So tension time. Yeah, sometimes roles also can have. And why do roles have? Because something is not working out. Something is not working out in terms of your priorities, in terms of your goals, all that. Something is, fine tuning is necessary. Okay. So can you see how this has got nothing to do with work without expecting results? It is result oriented functioning, but instead of focusing on the result, you are focusing on the process. If you want to make it secular, though really speaking there is no secular Karma Yoga. Yeah. Because Prasada Buddhi, Ishvara Arpana Buddhi is there. Because even when you are setting up a process, you have to be careful what goal you want to achieve. Otherwise you can have an excellent process that doesn't achieve what you want. When I first saw ISO 9000, it's a good system. It's a flawless system. I said, no, there's a big flaw there. Why? You have to set up your goals properly. Otherwise the process is fine. What about the goals? If that is not set up properly, you'll have a fantastic process but doesn't deliver the result that you wanted. And that alignment has to happen. No? That means what? Process will have to keep changing. Yeah, process will have to keep changing. It's not that once you've done my ISO 9000 certification for your process, you have got it made. And the whole thing is based on one simple principle of communication. Say what you will do and do what you say. Simple. Communication with integrity, what I call it. Whole thing is based only on that one principle. Yeah. And the people who achieve the maximum success in it are surprisingly not a corporate, nor an NGO, nor a trust. They are the Bombay Dabbawalas. Sigma 6, their rating is the highest. But hey, it's about communication and functioning. Yeah. So, process etc. is fine, but much more important than the process also in terms of that Ishvara Arpanam and Prasada Buddhi.
The Bombay Dabbawalas have been invited to London. Swami.
Yeah, true. And stress management etc. is a fringe benefit. What stress? When you are willing to accept success or failure, what stress is there? What stress is there, tell me? Failure also is prasada, success also is prasada. Abhi kya stress hai? I mean, there is a little bit pressure, but no big deal. You mean in stress management there is no stress? First stress in a corporate when you do a stress management workshop is people's denial of their stress. This program is not meant for me. I don't have any stress. And the people who have the maximum stress are the people who denied the maximum. From the 100 odd companies I have worked with, this is what I have gained from that. Here it is fringe benefit. Yeah. It is not the work that causes you stress. Stress is your reaction. Stress is here, not in the what you are doing. In fact, psychologically you define stress like that. It is a psychological and physiological reaction to a stressor. Typical technical definition where you define the stress in terms of a stressor. And what is a stressor? Oh, a stressor can be anything. Simple gap between what you have and what you want. My company is making 10% profit, I wanted 20%. So that can become a stressor, it need not become a stressor. If you are responding in terms of stress, it's a stressor. If you have prasada buddhi, where is stress response? There is no psychological response, there is no physiological response. It's all fine. You're balanced. Samatvam yoga muchyate. In that balanced mind, you are doing things. You're highly proactive. But you are relaxed at the same time. Therefore, samatvam yoga muchyate. Okay, this is how the whole thing goes. Great way to live. If you are living, doing a lot of things, great way to live. And you can't say you don't have time for it. If I say karma yoga is work without expecting results, you come and work in my ashram. You need a lot of hands now, okay? Karo thoda. Then you say, Swamiji, time nahi hai. I have to working 6 days a week. Oh, you can say all that. Here we are not doing. This is Vedanta 24/7. Karma yoga is your life 24/7. You are relating to your partner in life, karma yoga buddhi. Ishwararpanam prasada buddhi. There is a sacredness of the relationship then. Parenting, Ishwararpanam prasada buddhi. Yeah. I do certain things because I expect my child to respond in a manner, Ishwararpanam. But and prasada, the child responds or doesn't respond in that manner, prasada. That doesn't mean you don't do, you do, but prasada. I am talking of child, okay? Not 35-year-olds. Okay. Child. So all the way it's prasada buddhi, no? Yeah. Including your study of Vedanta. Don't stress yourself, oh my God, when am I going to get it? I want to get it. Ishwararpanam, you are doing the right things. Ishwararpanam, prasada, pray. That I understand. That's why if you look at all the Upanishadic prayers, even though the student is doing the prayer, he'll pray for the sake of his teacher also. Avatu mam, please protect me. Avatu vaktaram, something happens to him, mera kya halat hai? So all that is part of the game. Okay. Ishwararpanam, prasada buddhi all the way. It works well then. Okay. So in everything in life. Yeah. So whatever you are trying, whatever you want out of life. Kurvaneva karmani jiji vishe shatagam samaha. Yeah, you want to live 100 years of prosperity, and that live, but karma. Therefore, Ishwararpanam prasada buddhi. That's it. Okay. Then what happens? There's one more dimension to this, okay? Durena hi avaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya buddhau sharanam anvichya kripanaha falahetavaha. Durena hi avaram karma, other karma done without Ishwararpanam prasadam. Durena is far from what? Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya. Compared to Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga is another term for Karma Yoga. Because Karma Yoga is not a yoga of action. It's a yoga of certain attitude towards action. Therefore, Buddhi the term comes in. Buddhi Yoga. Karma Yoga, yoga of action. No. It's a yoga of attitude to an action. It is not freedom from action. It is freedom in action. Yeah. Therefore, Durena Yavaram Karma. Other karmas, if you are doing without Ishwararpana Buddhi. Yeah. Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya. Buddhau Sharanam Anvichya. So, have your Sharanam, you surrender to this attitude, he says. Sharanam Anvichya. Yeah, meaning cultivate this attitude of Ishwararpanam and Prasada Buddhi. Kripanaha Phalahetavaha. Whereas Phalahetavaha, those who think they are the people who are causing the result. Kripanaha. Kripana means miser. Misers in what way miser? Thinking they are not recognizing the whole Ishvara at work. Therefore, Karma Yoga involves recognizing the play of Ishvara in your life. So much of Ishvara in your life, every little thing. The more you recognize it, the better Karma Yogi you are. It's a beautiful play. It's like that Matrix, the whole play of Matrix. Well, play. Press something here, something there changes. Do something here, something there changes. Yeah. You cannot pluck a flower without shaking a star. Poetic way of putting the same thing. The whole interconnected. We are living in an interconnected world. Our life teaches us certain sense of independence. But that interdependence we are not recognized yet. Management books have started talking about it in the last 10-15 years. Interdependent functioning, etc. But this is natural. You are living in an interdependent world. I told you that mathematical calculation, no? More than 2000 years ago, Julius Caesar died, stabbed by all his friends. And that last gasp of air came out of his lungs. And someone did a computer model calculation. Everyone living on earth now, 6 billion people, have had at least one molecule of that air, which is 2000 years old. It's a computer model stimulation, but it is interesting. Correct. Look at it another way, if you want to look at practical things. You are one person here, right? Sitting in this class. You are here because of your parents. So 2 people are responsible for you being here. Each of them had 2. So how many are there now? We go 2 generations back. There are 4 plus 2, 6 people for you being. Go one more generation. 16. How many billion people are involved because of for you to be here? That's why all of us have a Gotra, no? Gotra shows your lineage, means you are connected to the Rishi. Yeah. In fact, those who have the Gotra should have used that as their surname. It would have been very beautiful. Yeah. Mohan Bharadwaja. Yeah. Or, yeah. There would have been a oneness in the whole society then. Use your Gotra as your surname. Yeah. Because that's what a Gotra stands for. Your family, your extended family, your lineage. Yeah. That's why all Indians are Rishiputras. Yeah, because we all are Rishiputras, no? The whole world actually Rishiputras only. Okay. Yeah, some people have denied their heritage, but that doesn't prevent them from being Rishiputras. I got converted to another religion. Okay. But Rishiputras you still are. So that shows connectedness. We are living in an interconnected world. Ishvara is alive. That's what is Ishvara, no? So the more understanding of Ishvara, better Ishvara Arpanam. In fact, you really understand Ishvara well enough, reasonably well, you don't have to make a separate Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. It's natural. It's natural. Yeah. And if Ishvara Arpana Buddhi becomes natural, how much will Prasada Buddhi lag behind? See, this has gone into the psyche of this nation. Look at your parents' generation. All of them had it, no? Bhagwan ka ichha hai, ho jayega. They all said that. They had a much more challenging time than we had. Yeah. But they had this. They did with far less resources than what we have. Yeah. Even a middle class person today, if his parents were to see him, he'll say, "You're rich." But they had that sense of acceptance and beauty in their life because of that. There was balance in their life. Work-life balance also comes in naturally with this, isn't it? Because otherwise, usually when people ask me, some corporates have asked me, "Samji, can you speak something about work-life balance?" I said, get your people to get a life first. Then I talk about get a work-life balance. The way you are driving them, they don't have a life. Samji, this is my passion, I'll do it. Okay. But then cut off other things. Yeah. In my mind, I will reserve that passion in my mind, only for spirituality. When you take sannyasa, that's how it is. Nothing else in your life. But that's a conscious choice when you are ready for it. But when you want family, and when you want money, and when you want promotion, and then you want kids, and hey, something has to give somewhere. So that's where balance. Samatvam yoga muchyate. That's why when you talked about Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, I connected it with priorities in minimum 4 areas of your life. Remember the physical areas, health, this, that, etc. Money, comfort, your emotional, whether you want children, this, that, etc. or what. Your intellectual in terms of what learning you want to have, and your spiritual. So in all these 4 areas, if you have, there is balance coming in. Plus with Ishvara Arpanam and Prasada Buddhi, balance is natural. And you won't think, hey, I am making this result. From I did it to thank God I could do it. That is a shift. That's the Karma Yogi shift. From I did it, hey man, I did it, to thank God I could do it. Huge difference that is. Yeah. Because it's true. Thank God I could do it. So many things could have gone wrong. And so many things did go wrong, and you managed to handle it. Any one of them not handled it got ever. But it's a simple thing. Tomorrow some of the volunteers are going early to SAS college. You are supposed to contact one character called Rajesh there. Because I think 1 or 2 of the volunteers are here in this group. But Rajesh doesn't have a phone, okay? Up to you all now. Ask the watchman will have the keys and everything. But anything can go wrong. Simple thing like having a program. Volunteers are going early to set it up. Program starts at 9 with breakfast. But so many things can go. Don't get stressed out, okay? Prasada Buddhi, Ishvara Arpana. Yeah, at every stage this is how it is. Small or big, it doesn't matter. Ishvara Arpana, Prasada Buddhi. And everyone is hoping it doesn't rain. The canteen character called me. Samji, kal itna barish aayega to mushkil ho jayega. I said, most people will be there, don't worry. Sunday morning is okay. Yeah, holiday. By the way, the rain is easing off now. It's already eased off. How do you know? I can hear, na. My hearing is not very good, but There are enough signs for me to make out. Yeah, okay. Then from here he is moving to the second definition of Karma Yoga, which is equally important. Okay. Buddhi yukto jahati ha ubhe sukradushkrute tasmad yogaya yujjasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. Buddhi yuktaha, one who has got this buddhi, Ishwararpanam Prasadu. Iha jahati, he gives up here. What? Ube, sukrute, dushkrute. This is good, this is bad. This is, absolute black and white thinking of good and bad. It's okay, given up. Okay. Tasmad yogaya yujjasva. Therefore, take to yoga. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Yoga is kushalata with respect to karma. Very often mistranslated as skill in action is yoga. One of my street kids was like that. Very skillful. He told me also, Swamiji, कोई भी रहने दे उधर उसका पॉकेट मार के मैं लेके आएगा. ऐसे सच है उसका पॉकेट मार. I knew the guy was pretty alert, He did it. I said, अभी वापस डाल उसको. Okay. He did that also. Does that make him a great karma yogi? Skill in action. He is living by pocketing. Of course, I don't judge him because it's survival. He's a street kid. He has to survive. Just imagine what it is to be a street kid in this monsoon, with these rains. You feel great sympathy for your dogs and cats who are outside. What about a human child outside? Dogs and cats are meant to survive in this weather. You are not equipped as a human being to survive in this weather. Yeah. So, sir, I don't judge him for being a pickpocket. I tried to get him out of it, which he did eventually, after a couple of years. Okay, but that doesn't make you a karma yogi. The skill here is in terms of understanding what is dharma and adharma. I can't say I'll do something wrong and Ishwararpanam and Prasada Buddhi. Though some people do that. Swamiji, my job is a very difficult one. I have to run this small Arab dough into the country. But I pray to the Lord everything goes well, that I don't have to kill anybody today. Because if I have to kill, I will kill. Smuggler. Yeah. I'm not joking, I know all these guys, okay? Yeah. I helped him go straight afterward, but he is. Yeah. No. What is dharmic, what is adharmic? To understand what is dharma, adharma, there is something like dharma and adharma. They are not rigid, they are principles, but it is there, and you recognize the play of dharma, adharma with respect to what you choose to do. Desire is fine to have, but what if it's for your neighbor's wife? Hey, relax, take it easy here, okay? Adharma, adharma. You can't say Ishwararpanam Prasada Buddhi. How can you say that? You're doing something wrong and saying Ishwararpanam. Will you offer to the Lord something that you can't eat? As an offering to the Lord, as prasad, will you offer something that you can't eat? Yeah. Therefore, don't. Then how can you offer Ishwararpana something which is adharmic? Therefore, choosing the right means, the right process, that also is kushalata, because important component. Yeah. Good ethics is good business. Yeah, I agreed. There are sometimes a gun is held at your head. You can't but give a bribe or something. I understand that. In today's world, from 2004 onwards to 14, the corruption reached the top. When corruption reaches the top, everyone below becomes corrupt. If the top is not corrupt, below it is still under control. Yeah. Now it will take us Another generation before that corruption is to pre-2004 levels. Yeah, another 20 years it will take to come to that level, if it does. With Kali ki prabhav hai, you know, with Kali Yuga, you don't know. Yeah. Why I am saying it is because when we built the Rishikesh ashram, I bought cement at government rates and managed to build that ashram. Today in our ashram, we can't do that. Cement we can get without problems, but other permissions we can't get without problems like that. That's a different thing. But that dharma, are you following as a whole? In the big picture, are you following dharma? And there is also something called your personal competence. As a person, as a karma yogi, something called personal competence that all of us need to work upon. We learn to manage your emotions. Simple as that. Or does your emotion carry you away? Simple handling your emotions. No? Being proactive in life. Not expecting some fairy godmother to give you things. Yeah, being proactive. Handling your emotions. Learning to communicate well. Vak tapas. Yeah, communication is, hey, we call it vak tapas, you know, good communication. The tapas you do with respect to your speech, whether it's written or whether it's oral. Yeah. So communication, handling emotions, developing your sense of self-esteem, it comes in the 6th chapter again. Yeah. Those who want to refer to some of these for more tips, visit my website vedicwisdom.in, look into the workshop section, personal development section, you will find all of them put up there. All those workshops I done for students, I done for corporates and all that. They work because I tried it out. So look into those things. That's your personal competency. If you don't have personal competency, what Vedanta student will you be? I have not learned to manage my emotions. What Vedanta will you study? You are a minute man, meaning every minute you will, like a volcano, you will explode. What Vedanta studies will you do? Teacher says something, you get angry, explode. You say something else, you get upset. One character gets angry, another character gets upset. Both of them won't understand. Yeah. So that personal competency, learn to handle my emotions, develop my sense of self. I am saying you are everything and you are saying I am nothing. So your everything will come filtered through I am nothing. How much of that everything will be there? Yeah. If you don't know about communication, how would you understand what the teacher is saying? Yeah. I know, I have seen this. People coming and telling me completely opposite of what I have taught. I am telling you, I am not joking. So, communication is important, how to understand the power of words. Yeah. That's part of the game. So, all this will come under your personal competency. Goal setting, etc., we already talked about, priorities, etc. To live by integrity, very important. Kaushalata, that dharma comes in because you need a life of integrity. Why integrity? Because otherwise you will have a problem. You are understanding everything very well. Sat in my class for 10 years, you understood everything. Why is it not flowing into your life? Because you created a gap between what you know, what you feel, what you do. Lack of integrity, that's called. Every bluff I have told contributes to that. Every lie I have said contributes to that. Though I accept, we are living in a society where sometimes white lies become necessary. But understand. So that integrity issues will be there. So basic integrity every person should need to develop. They'll come by simple things, by bringing value structure into your life. There's a certain degree of honesty in what you're doing. Yeah. You may not tell everything to. Whatever you tell will be honest. Certain questions better not be answered. If your wife is going to ask you, do you think I put on weight? Please don't answer. You have no way of winning. No, not at all. You never tell anything honestly. I think a little bit. You think I'm fat? Both of them have to learn to communicate, okay? Both of them. So what will be an ideal answer? Figure it out. In my life, I had figured it out. So in your life, you figure it out. Or ask me privately. I'm joking, okay? But this is part of the game of integrity. You know? Yeah. But honesty also will mean that sometimes you have to bluff to save someone's life or something like that. Yeah. That's a different thing. This guy is a heart attack patient and his biopsy report is in my hand saying he has got cancer. What am I going to tell him? ठीक है, cancer है. Guy may collapse right there. Yeah. So, that is all intention. Look at it, look at your intention. No, I don't want to hurt her. Okay, you don't want to hurt your wife. So what did you do? Bluffed. What? That you dated her friend? If you don't want to hurt her, don't date her friend. Nah, simple as that. No, I lied because you lied to save yourself, not to save your wife from pain. Be honest with yourself at least in the beginning. Yeah, I lied. At least there is one level of honesty. Not complete, but at least there is some level of honesty there. And then make amends, make this. Hey, it is not that, oh, I did something wrong and I'm condemned for life. Of course not. You did something wrong, you correct it, finish, that's all. Don't judge yourself harshly, don't judge anyone else harshly. We are all humans, we make mistakes, it's okay, part of the game. It's only a human being who can make a mistake. Though if you look at the Puranas, even gods made mistakes. Indra was notorious for that. Yeah. Lord Indra, the ruler of heaven, was notorious for it, for making mistakes. Yeah. And suffering the consequences also. What does it show? Hey, we can make mistakes, but we take corrective action, you are fine. Yeah. In my talk on Ramayana, I had covered that aspect about Ahalya turning into a stone and the symbolic aspect of it also. Both I had covered that, you know. Yeah. The psychological aspect, what it means to turn into a stone. You know. Because emotional responsiveness goes down because of guilt and hurt and pain. And you are supposed to be a human being, have that emotional response. If I am allowed to pick up a community, Tam Brahms have to learn a lot about emotional response. The men I am talking about. Okay. They are very good here. Here they have a lot to learn. Yeah, typical Tam Brahm man, very good, excellent here. Thinking, is excellent. But emotional response, sort of wanting. If I can speak generally, in general terms, okay? Generalization is only for general terms. Look at the Punjaban, all heart. They could do with something more here. They're all heart. Enthusiastic, Josh, everything is there. Thoda hosh lekya na. This is general community wise, okay? Because we all have, there are certain cultural aspects to our upbringing which affects us. And you have to be aware of that and work on that. All this becomes part of your kushalata, your personal competency. How does my liberal background affect me? How does my secular background affect me? How does my religious background affect me? It affects. Don't tell me it doesn't affect. Yeah. The thing is to prevent it from being a conditioning and keep it as a background. Then there is no problem. Yeah. So that is also part of karmasu kaushalam, because it's about personal growth. What you do as a person. It's an important part of it. Generally we will speak only of dharma, etc. But there is much more to that. Much more. The more rounded you are as a person, the easier it is for you to get to understand the truth. Yeah. Because otherwise your background will make you judgmental. If your background is your conditioning, it will make you judgmental. And yeah, that is not the play of life. That is not karma yoga. Karma yoga accepts there is something right and wrong, but we are not judgmental about it. That's important. How can he do something like that? He is a human being. He is wrong. Of course it is wrong. But the compassion comes away. He is a human being. He can make a mistake. Yeah. And I am hurt. Yes, I am hurt. Deal with my pain. Yeah. To learn to deal with your emotions. Yeah. So all this will come under your personal competency. Starting from dharma, that is the most important point here. Because your means to get the job done is as important as getting the job done. So let the means be dharmic. Again, this is not said to become judgmental. There will be compromises. Why? This is life. Life is not about black and white. It's about a million shades of grey. Million shades of grey. And you have to be comfortable with the grey. Knowing what is white, knowing what is black, be comfortable with the grey. And keep it as white as possible. Yeah, that is the whole game of life. That is kushalata. Now, can you see now that this certain skill is involved in this? It is not the child's perception of the world, no? Are you a good man or are you a bad man? Like in one of these TV serials. What is that? Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. This kid is talking to an adult. Okay. You were a pirate before, no? No. I was not a pirate. I was a smuggler. But my father says a criminal is a criminal. Your father cannot make distinctions, find distinctions between levels of bad behavior. Correct, no? A pirate kills people and slaughters them to take their goods. A smuggler is only smuggling, breaking some custom laws. So it's a lower level. Yeah. So it's not black and white. No? Can you see that? That kid is thinking in black and white, understandable. A father is thinking the same thing, not understandable. He's stuck by black and white thinking. That's why if you write it right in the beginning itself, I gave you all that styles of distorted thinking, etc. Because it's so important in life. It comes here. Yeah. Those distortions of thinking. We all think we are logical. We are the most logical people in the world. We are not. We are not. We got so many distortions because nobody taught us how to think. You picked it up culturally. You picked it up as a process of socialization. Even values were picked up there like that. There is no value clarification. So it starts here, but he reserves it for the 13th chapter where he deals with it very elaborately. All the values, etc. Very elaborately he deals with it. Yeah. Amanittam, Adambittam, Ahimsa, Kshanti, Arjavam, Acharya Upasanam, Shaucham, Stairyam, it goes on. Because Kushalata involves that. So, what is Kushalata in a nutshell? Think clearly, feel strongly, act decisively. Most of us undercut ourselves. I am acting decisively, I will not consult anybody. Then you are not a team player. No, I am a team player. I get everyone to do what I want. That's a control freak. That's not leadership. Can you see the nuances of life? I want you all to understand this. This is what real maturity about life is about. A good student, if you have all this, Vedanta Jnanam takes place like this. If you don't have all this, also Vedanta Jnanam will take place. But it will take its own time. Like all those people who are taken away to become the Shankaracharyas at 14, 15 or even earlier. They struggle for 50 years before they get it. And some of them will open their foot and open their mouth and put their foot in it. I have seen that also happening. Yeah. Yeah, the guy who said, what will I do at Ram temple opening, landed up at Ambani's wedding. You can't be there for the Ram temple opening, but you could be there for Ambani's wedding. If you are not there for Ram temple opening, I can understand. You didn't want to go. Fair enough. You have the freedom of choice. You have the freedom of choice to be at the Ambani wedding also. But when you are looking at yourself as a religious leader, which of the two is more important? If you are not a religious leader, forget it. If you are a religious leader, which is more important? Simple as that. Getting your perspective of life. Yeah. So, this maturity is, or kushalata, is not a simple thing. It is not just skill and action as yoga. It encompasses your whole being. Starting with dharma, that is the cornerstone. Dharma is a cornerstone, and on that you build up this whole structure. Yeah. That's why I have great respect for some of my own students, like Commodore, Sunil Rajendra, or Major General Suri. There were people like that, Yeah. I mean, they are my students, but I have respect for them because they are people like that. Yeah. So when I was younger, they were my role models, my heroes. Commodore outranked me by 30 years. He was the commander of the Western Naval Fleet, and I was a young volunteer. Major General Suri is the hero of the 65 war. I give his example for that, this courage workshop. Overcoming fear workshop. Yeah. This time I am deliberately taking a break in Delhi to meet him when I am coming back from Swamiji's Aradhana in September, because he is 87. I would like to see him before he goes. Yeah. So, this competence in life, that's what makes you a good student of Vedanta. You understand the truth. And how do you get it? By living. You get it. Life has to teach you these lessons, with a little bit of help here and there, some training program, some this thing, whatever you need to get it there. Reading. Yeah. So we have done a couple of verses today. Okay, good place to stop. Think it over, and if there are any questions, next time. Okay, Om Tat Sat. And of course,